Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I am here to share with you all the books that I am hoping to read in the fall season. Now, I shouldn't say all of the books. There are 5 books here that I'm really hoping to get to before winter, and yeah, I think I made some pretty good choices, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first book that I'm planning to read, I'm hoping to read in October, early October, because I hear it's very atmospheric and it just sounds like the perfect way to kind of kick off my fall reading, and that book is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I have heard so many good things about this book. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything negative about this book, so my expectations are high. Let's hope that that doesn't ruin it for me. But I think I'm really gonna like this. It's about a woman who, I don't think you ever learn her actual name, but she is a companion, I think, for an older woman, and she meets this, what's his name, Mr. De Winter. She meets this guy, he's recently widowed, she marries him, comes back to the house, and the house is kind of creepy, and there's just signs of his dead first wife all over the place. And it just sounds really just atmospheric and just gothic, and I'm really excited about it. The next 2 books I'm hoping to get to in November, to do nonfiction November. So these are 2 nonfiction picks. The first one I'm really excited to get to because he is one of my favorite authors. I've talked about him a bit on this channel. That author is Hunter S. Thompson, and I'm hoping to read Generation of Swine, Gonzo Papers Volume 2, also called Tales of Shame and Degradation in the 80s. So if you guys remember, for those of you that were with me last November when I did Nonfiction November, I read The Great Shark Hunt by Hunter S. Thompson, which is kind of the Gonzo Papers Volume 1. So this is the next volume, and all of these articles and essays take place in the 80s, obviously. This book was published, I believe, in 1988. 1988, yes. So it'll be interesting to see what Mr. Thompson, or Dr. Thompson, I guess I should call him, since he's a doctor of journalism, his thoughts on America in the 1980s. It should be very entertaining and very thought-provoking. As always, I love his work, and this is one I definitely want to get to during Nonfiction November. And then the next one is a memoir that I have also heard amazing things about. That book is Running with Scissors by Augusten Burroughs. I picked this one up because I really enjoy nonfiction memoirs written by the person that lived them. So I've heard this one it's very funny, but is also kind of odd and dark, and it's just kind of one of those books that does both. You feel incredibly sorry for this man, the way that he grew up. It was a very unconventional and odd upbringing, but it's also, he tells it in such a funny way, and that's why I really want to get to this book. I think I'm really going to enjoy it because I do enjoy stories like that, and yes, I love memoirs, so looking forward to this one a lot. The next 2 books, my final 2 books, are 2 books that I hope to get to in the early part of December, because as we know, winter doesn't officially start until the 21st, 22nd of December. So that first chunk of December is technically still fall. So that's the way I'm doing it. That's the way I'm counting it. So yes, this first book I chose because it takes place mostly in the north, in a very cold place, and of course, when I think winter, I think cold. That book is The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. This is the first book in the Dark Materials, his Dark Materials series. I've had this book on my shelves for too long, honestly. It's a fantasy series, which I don't always reach for, but it just sounds like something I would like, despite it being a genre that I don't typically read. It's about a young girl who kind of, they live in this like magical world where there's witches, there's these companions that they have called daemons, I think. I'm probably saying it wrong, I'm sorry. And she has to kind of, it's like a I don't know, adventure story. And everyone that I've heard that has talked about this series like adores it. a couple of people that come to mind. Jen Campbell absolutely loves this series. Sylvia Kay, though I know she doesn't really make videos much anymore. She always talked about this series on her channel and said that she really loved it. It's basically one of those like kind of modern classic fantasy stories that like everybody loves. So I'm going to give it a shot, and if I like it, I'm going to continue with the series, and we'll see how it goes. And then lastly, I want to read another book that has been on my shelves, again, for far too long, so it's time to just get it done. And that book is 10th of December by George Saunders. This is a short story collection. I picked it up on the super cheap at a discount bookstore. It's a National Book Award finalist. I honestly am deciding to read it in December because it's called 10th of December. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually a wintry or late fall type of read, but I guess I will find out. I've heard wonderful things about this author. There's a couple other books of his, short stories of his that I want to get to, but this one, it just happens to be one that I own, so I'm going to go ahead and check it out. Alright guys, so those are the books, the top books that I am hoping to read this fall. Please let me know down below what you guys are hoping to read. I know for me, I like to read more books I can kind of snuggle up with in the fall. Mysteries, thrillers, obviously horror, especially around Halloween. But then kind of after that is when I like to get more into the kind of books that I have here, because I just think it's a good time. So yes, let me know down below what you guys are planning to read in fall. What is your favorite type of book to read in the fall? Fall is my favorite time of year, hands down. Absolutely love it. I love the weather. I love Halloween and the holiday. I actually really enjoy Thanksgiving too. So I love the holidays that take part in fall. I love all the things you can do outside. At least here in Michigan, we have like pumpkin patches. You go and, you know, pick out pumpkins, and we have corn mazes and haunted houses and cider mills and orchards, and it's a great time of year, and I just love it. And yeah, so I think I have gone on far enough here. So yes, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I hope that fall treats you well. Yes, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.